Hey guys, Harsh here, back in the video. So finally, as you can see, Bburago has now started to make McLaren MCL36. This is from one of the drivers that has a very big smile, which is Daniel Ricciardo, obviously, bearing the number 3. So let's unbox it and see what we get. So first of all, as you can see, this is in the 1 to 43 scale with 14 plus ages. I don't know for what reason it is that, but we'll just go with the flow. And also you can see this is the premium version of the model, so this comes with an acrylic case and the driver's helmet. You can get it in a cardboard case with out the driver's helmet, so that will be slightly cheaper than this particular version, but this is the only one that I can arrange for myself, so that's why I bought this. So let's just take it out here, and would you look at that, now it has soft tires. So I mean, I'm really impressed by Bburago this year, because first they made more cars, and second they are now experimenting with different tire combinations. So this now has soft tire compound. So as you can see, the red ring around the tire, which indicate this is a soft tire, and the Mercedes and the Alfa Romeo one had the hard tire compound, and Red Bull and the Ferrari had simple medium tires. So it's pretty nice to see that Bburago has now finally caught up with other model makers and trying different tire walls. So as you can see, the model looks pretty nice, but also you might be noticing this empty space over here. Can you guess why is that? Well, that's because of the sponsor that was there. There was a sponsor here, but it was I think a tobacco company or a e-cigarette company. That's why they were not able to put the sticker onto the car, which is quite annoying. I mean, they do not provide any stickers as well, so you have to just go with the car just as is. I mean, they could have at least provided some stickers to paste it ourselves, but they did not, so that's a pretty much downside. But I'm happy that I was able to get the McLaren model itself. So let's just unscrew it from its plate. It's only held by this one screw over here, and then we can take a closer look at the car. So here is the car. As you can see, pretty nicely detailed, except for that particular sponsor there, which I don't know what that is. I mean, I didn't really focus on the review what we have. So as you can see, the front wing quite nicely molded, I believe you can say now, because there are, I think, no sponsors there except for this FX Pro logo there. So nothing special here. If there were few sponsors, then I might be able to point out some details of the sponsor, but whatever. Now moving on to this front nose cone, we can see we have quite a few logos there with the CNBC, Pirelli, Dell Technologies and other company logo quite nicely visible there, and you can make out each and every letter of the particular sponsor. Then we have the number 3 for Daniel Ricciardo, which is, I think, quite nicely visible in this blue color. And moving on to the suspension, we can see it is improvement from last year's suspension model, so it is now much more detailed with the sponsors logo there, as you can see, and it also has a carbon fiber finish look. And then if you look at these fins, the wheel fins, so these are also quite nicely, I think, placed on the car, and also with the McLaren logo there, and this orange line going on, so that's pretty nice as well. Now moving on to the wheel, you can see it is quite nicely detailed with the red ring around the tire, and also the rim of the tire with the chrome logo, which is simply just 4 colors separated in 4 different segments of a circle. And if you look at the inside of the tire, you can see we have the soft tire red ring around as well. So this was absent in previous year's model, but from this year I think they are now adding these details so that it can have more details, which is obviously nice to see. Now moving on, we can see we have this Richard Mille logo and the Tezos logo also quite nicely visible on both the sides, as you can see. And also the underbody of the car is made to look like carbon fiber, which is nice as well. And coming to the barge board section, well, there are no barge boards this time, so as you can see, it's a lot simpler design now. And if you look at the intakes there, they are quite nicely detailed as well, but it will be good to see if they were some sort of a mesh design. As you can see now, right now they are just flat pieces of plastics, but a mesh design would have been great. Now moving on to the cockpit, we can see it is absolutely littered with sponsors all over the place, and obviously we have the Dan Ricciardo driver's helmet there, which is also quite nicely visible, as you can see. And the print quality, I still don't know how they can achieve this detailed print quality with this small size on a round surface, so it will, I think, remain a mystery for me. However, the driver's body, as you can see, it is not detailed at all. It is just a simple black plastic mold, and the driver's hand, however, are on the steering wheel, which has few buttons and knobs, but that also does not have any sort of paint markers or anything like that. So I think this could be the next thing that they can improve there. Now, as as you can see, the Ricardo name and the Australian flag is actually a sticker which is placed on the scoop there, as you can see. So this is, I think, a pretty bad situation. I mean, we should not encourage the use of stickers at all, but hey, what else we can do about it? But just be careful because they can lose their adhesiveness and fall off eventually, and these tiny stickers are very hard to find. Talking about the scoop, you can see it is quite nicely detailed as well, with the camera antenna and the main antenna on the top, and also the Android logo there, which is, I think, the print quality is quite nice. And also on the side there you can see we have the WebEx logo and the Gulf logo right at the end, which is quite, I think, clearly visible, but some people might find it difficult to read it out. Also on the floor you can see we have few more logo there, and the floor is given a nice carbon fiber finish look. Then finally at the back we can see we have the Daniel Ricciardo number 3 printed, I think, quite skewedly, but I think this was also the case on the real car, so I'm not going to comment on that. And then if you look at the back suspension of the car, you can see, I think it's quite okay for a car of this size and price, so I think there is no improvement whatsoever here in this particular case, so we'll just leave it there. And moving on to the front wing, we can see at the back we have the McLaren logo, and it's quite nicely visible, as you can see. And there are no side stickers in this particular case. In the real car they did not have any sponsors to put on the inside of the front back wing, so they did not do that. And on the side there you can see we have few more logos there on the side. And here if you look at the DRS cutout, I mean, this is a step back. I just reviewed the Alfa Romeo version and it had a much more detailed DRS system going on, but this still looks pretty nice though, with the dark trace logo, as you can see on the top. So all in all, a pretty nice model. Obviously the absence of the sponsors there makes it look like just a flat show car, but still a pretty nice model to have. I mean, for the price there you can nowhere find a car which is near it. So thanks for watching this video, guys. If you have any doubts regarding this video, you can comment down below, and if you like this video you can hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe to my channel. So until then, I will see you all later.